Hey, welcome. It's a crazy day. It's our first special edition of Being the Light. Already see my girl Evie out there, man. Thank you for showing up. How's your how you doing today? A little better. Well, today's usually a little worse, but tomorrow will be a little better. And really glad to have you here as always. Um, about 2 months ago, I saw one of Jennifer Rose's shows, Embracing Infinity, and her guest that week was Jamie Wilkins. Jamie's an amazing composer, a medium, both an experiential and physical medium. He's he's got like music out there and does shows, all kinds of stuff. And the thing that really drew me was that he connects his spirit and his energy and makes that part of his music. And I was just like jumping out of my chair going, oh my God, I want to like talk. We need to sit down and talk. And I kind of got on a mission. And Jamie's in the UK, so this is late in the day for him. And my other show that I usually do on Monday nights comes on at 7:30, which is the middle of the night for him. So anyway, we got it worked out to do this special edition thing, and we are really going to have some fun today. And I look forward to just walking down the path and seeing what comes up. Kim Princess, good to see you. Elizabeth Jones, welcome. Hello, Donna Roy. Welcome to the party. The big sandbox. That's what I feel like today. I feel like a little kid in the sandbox with a good friend coming over. We're going to build some sandcastles. So anyway, without further ado, I want to introduce Jamie Wilkins. Jamie, welcome, man. Thank you for coming.
Hey, it's brilliant to be here. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for creating this special for me and to Kelly. It's brilliant to be here.
We finally got it worked out.
We got there. We got there in the end. Yeah.
Took a minute, but it worked out. It'll be worth it too. And I'm really looking forward to a lengthy relationship, man. I'm glad I got to know you. I've met the coolest people through Jennifer Rose's show.
Yeah.
She has great guests on, man. Nigel and Colin, all those guys, man.
Just amazing people.
Really amazing people, and man, she is like one of the hardest working women I know, man. She's like busting herself all the time. So props to Jennifer, for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, there she is. Jennifer Rose.
Hey.
Welcome to the party. I wish you had your sound bucket. We would love to play. So tell me a little bit about what you've got going on right now and what are you working on? What's the passion of the moment?
Yeah, the passion changes. It's I'm kind of what am I doing at the moment? It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of just branching out at the moment. I'm doing a lot of podcasts and a lot of shows. So that's a new thing that's opened up, and it's really exciting. And just to, as you said, just to get to speak to so many different people and get different perspectives, and just exchange ideas. I've learned so much, and with the music, it's as my mediumship's grown, so has my music, and being able to connect with different composers, spirit composers, and just, another, as I said on a different podcast, just another way of channeling energy. There's so many ways we can channel energy, and it's just, I'm just exploring, exploring different things, and it's been amazing.
Well, that's what life's supposed to be about, man.
Exactly.
To the fullest. Yeah, going in every direction. Yeah. One of the things that I've observed about music over the years, and music was the first thing, like I got my first guitar at 6 when I was 6.
Wow.
It's part of my life, my whole life. I can't imagine going a day and not banging on something,
Exactly.
music is the one thing that goes straight to your core. It
Yeah,
completely, I mean, you can make it intellectual, but the feeling from it like is not intellectual at all. It's raw
exactly.
core energy and experience, and like I love that. It makes it really pure to me,
Yeah, me too.
and it's
Yeah,
like a language anyway, right? And
it
you use
is.
your language center in your brain to
Yeah.
compose and to hear. Yeah.
Oh, it's a whole different language, and you like learning music. It is like learning a different language. And well, as you said, I couldn't imagine my life without music. I mean, my life is music. My life is about spirit of music, and this energy.
Actually,
Going
all
back
one
to
and the same, right?
yeah, exactly, exactly. And what you said earlier is that, I don't just exactly what you said, I don't just kind of dabble in this and pull it back. It's like this is my life, music, spirit, and just all this energy is me, is what I'm about. And yeah, it's incredible. It's been incredible journey. Yeah.
Once you get on the path in search of the answer, there's no going back.
No going back. A good friend of mine said it's like Pandora's box. As soon as you open that box, that's it. No
Well,
going back.
and the more you go forward and the more progress you make and the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know,
But that's the
and
glorious thing for me. You could never run out.
no, that's it. That's it. You can never run out. And as soon as you answered one question, then that springs up what 10, 20 more other questions. Then because you're always learning and evolving and changing. And I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Let me ask you about the mediumship a little bit.
Yeah.
I've known lots of mediums over the course of my life, and most of them seem to kind of fall into one of two categories on how they got started. Either they were
Yeah.
born with it, and it was just something that just happened, like without conscious effort, or they had some sort of like. I lived with a woman who was. An anchor, a news anchor in Tucson. She had a really bad car accident and was in a coma for like a number of days. And when she came out of the coma, man, it was like dead people were talking to her all the time.
Wow.
And it was that fast. So, how did you get started? When did you know that was something that was part of you?
Uh, that's a good question. Well, it's been a very, very long journey. Um, it's it, it's been something that's been look, it's been a part of me for as long as I can remember. I know I think I said on Jennifer's show, I was about 6 years old, six, seven, eight at the time, and I was playing in my room, playing with my toys, and then all of a sudden this thought just hit me. It was like I was thinking about my great grandfather, and it's like, but he can't just, he can't just disappear when he died. He's got to be there somewhere. His energy, his experience, that has to go somewhere. It doesn't make any sense, for just for someone to exist and then gone. So that was my first kind of profound, um, uh, thinking about it. That was my first profound kind of experience. Um, and it kind of grew out of that. And also, I grew up, well, one half of my family, don't, I don't know whether spiritual is the right word, but um, they, they've had some of this knowledge and they've had so many things going on, spirit, activity in homes, and they've seen things. Um, a lot of my family, a lot of the female side of my family are very, very psychic, very, very tuned in.
I
So
was going
I
to
was always,
ask, is that generational? Is that like part of
yeah,
your?
I think it's generational as well. And I grew up around ghost stories, and I grew up in an old Victorian house in London, so I was kind of surrounded by it, from like day one. But it's been a long path, and I didn't really understand it growing up. Um, and then, yeah, I started seeing, well, at that time, I sort of called them ghosts, but, at about 10 years old, started to see ghosts and spirit people. And then I kind of hit my
Did,
teens.
did you actually physically see them, or were you perceiving them?
Um, I I saw them as shadows, as solid shadows. I didn't see them as like I can see you, but as solid shadows, definitely. So that frightened me at first. I was like, oh, what's going on? It wasn't until really I hit my teens, my mid-teens, that quite a few things happened at the same time. I started reading about it, about mediumship. Um, my mum took me to Fulham Spiritualist Church, and then I got involved with mediumship that way. So it's kind of slowly grown over time. But yeah, that all stemmed from that kind of thought as I was 6, 7, 8 of, death can't be final. That can't be just exist and then suddenly not exist. So yeah, it all stemmed from there.
So, you call yourself an evidential medium and a physical medium. Could you like give me some description on the what makes those different?
Yeah. Well, my favorite, and the first mediumship that developed was a physical mediumship. I always describe it like putting on the favorite jumper, or or a cardigan. That's where it just comes naturally with me. So physical mediumship is about producing an energy that everybody can see, feel, and hear in the room. So it, you know, mediums, particularly the older mediums, older style mediums, were using ectoplasm. Whereas I don't use ectoplasm, I use energy. It's a blue energy that I can produce, and it's not just myself; it's all the sitters. We blend our energy, and then we can produce this energy together, and then that can be molded to, produce voices or touch, produce hands.
Dude, I can't believe
Semi.
you haven't gotten into telekinetics. Man, you are
Well,
so, like, it's like right there. Like, wow, you're
I
doing
know.
great, man. It's like, bro, let's branch you
Well,
out a bit.
I need branching out, definitely, definitely. Well, I can't remember if you remember that story I told on Jennifer's show, but I had one one experience with telekinesis, and I was working on some music, and I had like a coffee cup on the side, and I was getting bored, so um I just imagine rods like coming out my fingers and attaching to the coffee mug, and I was doing this intently for about 10 minutes. Nothing happened, so I got bored. I was like, oh, went on to something else, and then I moved my hand. I was nowhere near the coffee cup, and then the cup just just kind of, I don't know
Wait,
what happened. It kind of went up like that, spun around, and then went back down. It was like, whoa, what the hell happened? I've
dude,
never, so I've never gone back to it since then. So, but I need to. I really need to.
you need
Really need
to,
to.
man. It's a
Yeah.
crime to waste that. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Usually, starting a
So,
place usually takes people years and years to get
yeah.
to, and
Yeah. So, and then, yeah. And then you were talking about it on your shows, or on your show. I was like, wow. Yeah. Wow. I found these shows really inspiring. I was like, wow. And then the salt, and then you doing the salt thing. I was like, wow, that's incredible. Because, in the circle room, spirit can do that. But for a person to do that, I think that's, wow, mind blown. Wow.
it's like
You know,
I don't know. It makes you feel like when I'm in the middle of an effect and I'm really charged up, and especially
yeah,
the
yeah.
ones that move on where it just takes all your focus and all your energy, you just feel like 10 times bigger than yourself. You're out of
Hmm.
super body, you know, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
and that is it's you, but it's the you that's part of the source. So you're
Yeah.
using
Yeah. Exactly.
energy with that, and like you
Yeah.
are like literally when you're in that zone, I'm getting goosebumps on the goosebumps of the goosebumps, man. It is the most
Yeah.
amazing feeling. I'm so addicted to that. It's just like
Yeah.
it's not talking connection, it's being the connection.
It's being. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Can
And
you
you know,
see can you see energy like when you were doing the coffee cup? Could you see the tendrils? Could you see the energy coming out?
no. Well, I could see them when I was doing it. I could see them in my mind's eye, but I couldn't physically see them. And then when the coffee mug moved, no, I didn't. I didn't see. I didn't see the energy at the time. Uh,
Well, dude, we need to get together on the
I
telekinesis.
agree.
That's a
Yeah.
passion
Yeah.
for me, and showing people
Yeah.
that and bringing them
Let's
in
do it.
that is like that's my main core, like
Yeah.
woohoo. So I would love to share that with you, and I would
Yes,
also I've got
please.
some great tricks to start being able to see the aura, and when you can see the
Wow.
aura, you can also start to see all the energy around you. It changes the way
Yeah.
you see you go through the world in a really big way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be incredible. I mean, I wish we didn't live so far apart, right? Because it just
Oh, I know.
wow. You know, just wow. I can learn so much. So much. Yeah.
Hey, let me say hi to some people that have
Yeah.
shown up. Again, hi to Jennifer Rose, Rita Clark. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Um,
Yeah.
Karen, my love.
Hey.
Good to see you. Hey, I really enjoyed the show. I meant to mention this last night, but you guys, you and Jennifer Rose did one of her love show things. I think it was last week, and just really dug it. And I enjoyed getting to see that side of you a lot. That was really a great show. So anyway, glad you're here. Glad you're sharing. Christy, hello. Eva, welcome. The one and only K Weezy. What up, bro? Tracy, hey. There we go. All right, so I think we're caught up. So
Brilliant.
let's change gears a little
Yeah.
bit.
Go for it.
I ask your indulgence up front and give me permission to suck on this because I haven't tried this yet.
Permission to suck. Yeah. Go for it.
I one of the first currents I got into was numerology, and it has
Yeah.
become a foundation, a cornerstone in the way I like look at the world. I add up everything. Well, about 30 years ago, I was screwing around with some stuff, and I realized that when you take a name and you make it into numbers, those numbers also correspond to musical notes. And if you're just thinking the right notes in the key of C, you know, it's like middle C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I always slap on because the numerology chart goes up to 9, which I'll show you here in just a second. I always slap on the D octave to be the 9. And I realized that as I started experimenting, that every word, every name, everything that has like letters in it has a musical sequence inherent in its own construction. And I wound up using that for a long, long time. I wrote a lot of music with it, but it also became part of my ritual practice. I, for years, was in the middle of doing sigils and sigil construction. And one of the methodologies for that is using numbers to find points to be able to draw a shape. And when I would launch that later that evening and add energy to that and send that off, I was using the music that I made from the numbers of what I made the sigil out of. And it just kind of like took everything to another level in a really crazy way. All right, so I'm going to, all right, this is the little chart. I want to give you this. I would love somebody with your passion and artistry to take this and see where you could go with it. It has been so rich for me, and I would really love to pass it on.
Brilliant.
So
Yeah.
the little ABC thing, this is the little system for doing numbers,
Yeah.
for doing numerology. So everything, and then the keyboard, that's the way it relates to the keyboard. So one is always C, and write up the thing. And then colors associate with that too. By the way, you ever get into Alexander Scriabin? He's a Russian composer.
Touch
Yeah,
on
and
his work.
the whole thing where he created a clavica or clavier luminaire, and it was an organ that he had set up to play colors, and he wrote a whole symphony called "Poem of Fire." You might scope it out; it's pretty cool.
I need to have a listen. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, this is the formula for it. So you take any name and you just apply those numbers over the top of it. I just happened to do yours.
Oh, oh wow.
Yeah, here, let me see. Let me get a different thing here. I'll make this bigger. All right. So the way I do numbers is you take the whole name, the letters of the name. The birthday's a life lesson number, that's separate. So you take the whole name and then you break it down by vowels and consonants. And then in the end, the combo of all of those. The vowels are your soul number. That's the you known only to you and God. Your outer personality is the you work where out in the world. And then the last number, the combo of those, is your destiny number, right? So I write them kind of as fractions here. This is showing backwards on mine. So if I'm a little clumsy, just bear with me. All right. So I just took your name, Jamie Wilkins. Those are the numbers of those letters above it. And then those are the musical notes of each one of those letters. So I took the individual number of the name Jamie and that's these little guys down here that I've got boxed. Those are the numbers of the whole name. That's Jamie, and then that's Wilkins. So those form the chords.
Wow. Wow.
And this winds up being the melody. So I'm going to try to play this for you here. Bear with me 1 second.
Yeah, amazing.
Let's get rid of this. Let's bring up this window. I've got a choice here that I've never hit before, and that's about sharing my system volume. I'm going to turn that on. If you get a weird echo or something happening, let me know. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Let me play something here. Is that coming through clean?
Yep, got it.
All right, excellent.
Brilliant.
All right, so I always love to start with the piano, and I started with just the name Jamie. Let's see here. Really super nice.
Yeah, that's great.
And this is Wilkins. I love that, dude. That
Wow. Oh, wow.
Right. Okay.
Oh. Oh, I like that.
Oh, so nice. All right.
Brilliant. Yeah.
We got to have some chords. And I'm using the chords, like those numbers I showed you that look like fractions.
Oh, I love it.
All right, and then we got to have a little drums.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love it. Oh, wow.
Freaking name, man. That's your name.
Oh, wow.
That's your name. That never ceases to
That's
just
cool.
blow my socks off. All right, here, let me play some other ones.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Oh, wow. Yeah, great. Great.
Oh, all right. So have at
wow.
it, man. Take that little formula. Yeah, let me get out of this now. Hang on.
Yeah.
That went better than expected. Awesome.
Oh, that was brilliant. Amazing. Yay.
All right. So Jamie Wilkins in music. Isn't that crazy? You know, I had 3 chords because I was just doing the soul, outer personality, and destiny number. But if you want the 4th chord in there, that's your life lesson number. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So anyway, if you want to screw around with this, I'll be happy to send you this little JPEG of
Yeah, please. Please.
Yeah. And, you know, happy to answer. And dude, you know, that's the most simple. We were using just the white keys. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's brilliant.
And
Amazing.
you could make it into 13 and get the sharps and flats in there, and you know, and then you can start layering over harmonies and modes and like.
Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah.
You know, when you first start doing on my tarot cards, I put the musical sequence for the name of each card. And you know, when I first started doing it, it seemed like, wow, that's a little restricting. But I think, as you well know, like just having just those, like it's still endless.
Exactly. And you know, and also just as a composer, it's good to have those tools, you know, to generate ideas. It really is. Yeah.
I do a lot of I've directed commercials and done advertising most of my life to make money, and that, you know, when I do sound scores, I usually score my own commercials, and I start there every time with the name of the company.
Well, there you go. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, I'm gonna.
There. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. So I
want to ask you about sound healing. Have you gotten into that? You have bowls and wave drums and sound healing tools?
No, it's not something I've really ventured into. I mean, loads of people have said, man, you've got to get into sound healing. I kind of dabbled in it, and actually, I was talking to my friend the other day. It's like, wow, I need to get a singing bowl. I need to get a really good
what you need is a set of 7. You need the octaves.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
Operas.
Yeah. Okay, I'll look out for those, definitely. Well, for me, I love deep resonance. I need some deep resonance. I love using drums. And
have you worked with the bowls yourself physically yet?
No, not yet. This is something I really need to get into. It's been on my mind. For a while.
Well,
and really need to dive in.
This is why I love the bowls. I got my first set of bowls when I started working with the Angels about 30 years ago. And I, you know, over the course of my life, I've like hurt myself and broken bones. And there was, you know, you feel those stuff when it rains and like, it goes away, but it never like fully goes away. Well, about 3 years ago, I started doing a yoga sound bath thing every Sunday morning at a place here with a friend of mine. And about 2 months into doing the healing thing, I stood up from the bench and went, wow, my hips, like perfect. What happened? And I realized I had healed all of those bone things. And the reason is when you do the bowls, especially when you get some of the bigger bowls and it gets down there really low, you hear it with your bone first. And then it comes like from the inside out rather than the other way around. So
that's something I'm really drawn to, is that resonance. I need that deep resonance. No, amazing stuff. I mean, I did play around. I remember you did Kelly's name. I did have a little play around with Kelly's name, and
that turned out.
Yeah, amazing, and it's strange because her first name, Kelly's first name, is almost a G major chord.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. So I was like, or G major. But when you was doing it, it's like, that's a G major chord. So
it also has exponentially increased my realization of the connectivity of all of it, and how all of the things are just really like numbers have vibration too. You're not hearing them, but they're vibrating already. They have energy vibrating, and connecting all of those things with intent and simultaneously is a pretty powerful work. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, no. I was just going off on a tangent, really, in my own mind. Just everything is connected. We're all connected. We're all energy, and I can't remember what I was going to say next, but yeah, that was the kind of thought. That's kind of where I was going off on.
So I wanna ask you about a couple of things. The whole AI thing is just kind of in a really crazy space. What about it? How's that affecting what you do, and where do you see that going in the music business?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I've had a little play around with AI, and I feel quite uncomfortable with it, to be honest. But even just as an artist, because it's hoovering everything up, and copyright goes right out the window, and that's something myself and my good friend Carl are really concerned about, is the copyright. It's hoovering everything up, and it's chucking it back out, and it's like, it's using our stuff. So that's kind of one side of it. And I know I was talking with a friend, is it, I don't know, is it a vehicle for something else? Is it, I don't know how to explain it, but is there another life form or another form of intelligence that's going to use it?
Yes, there is.
So that's kind of the scary thing about it. Really is, it's some other life form kind of using it. And what is it going to do with it? And I mean, I don't like it, really. And I think it's fine as a tool, as long as it is a tool. As soon as you start relying on it, or using it for music or to create things, then
or spirituality.
For spirituality, exactly, and people are getting really addicted to really addicted to it, and you know, they're using it as a substitute partner, uh, using it as a spiritual coach. It's like, no,
Yeah.
you know, no,
Spiritual
you know,
on a computer, just like, why? What are you thinking?
yeah,
Not
exactly.
especially a computer that has another agenda. That
Exactly. And we don't know yet. We don't know
not
what the agenda is.
growth, you know,
Yeah.
that's going to set up for control.
Well, yeah, exactly, exactly. No, yeah, no, I don't particularly like AI. Um, there was something else I was going to say, gone off now. Um, yeah, it's almost like, you know, it goes against everything that is natural. So we have the natural, and that, you know, the
I know
people that are
it's
in
all,
control exactly are always trying to produce something that's unnatural. So it just feels unnatural to me, and just yeah, no, I don't like it. I'm not
well,
being an hypocrite because I have, you know, I have played around with it, but I don't like where it's going.
well, my experience with playing with it, you know, a lot of people I know use it and make their art with it or
Yeah,
make their images with it. Um, and I went, well, okay, it's here. You know, it's not going away. It's
yeah,
like, right,
mm-mm,
let's scope it out. So I made some images, and they were really pretty. And then
yeah,
at the end, like the way I feel about doing a light painting, and you go through like it's not about the finished thing for me.
yeah,
It's not about
yeah,
the actual finished end of the road and having the thing in your hands. It's about the journey and the learning and the growth and
mm,
the creative, like seeing a blank piece of paper and having something come out of me that's like,
yeah,
wow, how did that happen? It's not nearly like I didn't feel any pride of ownership or like
hmm,
I'd made anything or like it felt really super empty for me. And I'm,
yeah.
you know, I'm just pretty much off of it. Um, yeah.
No,
So
I agree.
I have another question that is
Go
a
for it.
frequent banter back and forth. And that's the whole 440 versus 432 argument. Yeah,
Yeah.
what's your opinion about that?
My opinion. Well, I do listen to a lot of meditation music that is uh, tuned to 432. Um, I mean, I have gone down this rabbit hole, um, and it's hard kind of figuring out what's true and what's not. Um, was was the tuning changed um, to um, 440? You know, to stop. Um, what's the word? Was it changed because people were apparently having really deep experiences and at 432, and it was opening people up. So the theory goes that the powers that be changed that just to keep people, you know, keep people closed and create
You
disharmony.
know, I've done a lot
Um,
of research into that, and
yeah,
I think all of that is just bullshit nonsense.
yeah,
Like 440 came to be a standard in
yeah,
1939, the meeting in
yeah,
Britain.
yeah, yeah.
Like all of those people, and the only thing they were worried about was money and having a standard
Well,
for
yeah,
the instruments like Steinway. And remember
yeah, yeah, exactly.
back then it was like there wasn't a lot of recorded music. It was like radio
Hmm.
shows and stuff. They all had
Yeah,
orchestras, and none of those
yeah,
instruments worked together when they were all in different scattered. They were all
exactly. And that's something I was going to say. I mean, back in the day, you know, 16, 17, and the 1800s, you know, there was no standard tuning.
it was
There was
all
no standard tuning. It was all over. Yeah, it was different from country to country. I mean, even now, I think I met you guys. I think you tune slightly higher. I know on the continent they tune slightly higher. Um, I was talking to a piano tuner when we were recording, and yeah, some countries tune slightly higher. So yeah, I take that with a pinch of salt. I mean, I like listening to 432, but also I love listening to the music,
I kind of
all the
like them
orchestral
both.
music. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too.
I did my
So I
own,
don't.
I was going to say I did my own experiment. I
Yeah.
wrote a piece of music and I exported it in both. And I played
Yeah.
it for two different groups of 10 people and asked them to choose. One of them came out about 50-50, and one of them came out like the 440 they liked more.
Yeah.
And I,
Yeah.
I did my own cymatics images too of both of
Hmm.
those frequencies.
Hmm.
And I wasn't able to reproduce the whole weird fractured thing that 440 is supposed to
Yeah.
be. Mine came out, it was slightly different. A couple of the little connections were different at 440, but it was
Yeah.
still there. And, I've thought back over the course of my life, like the first time I heard Stairway to Heaven, or the first time I
Yeah.
heard Dark Side of the Moon, and how,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
wow. I mean, there wasn't
Yeah.
any
Exactly.
discussion about that at all. That was like
Yeah. Exactly.
inspiration.
Exactly.
Like, oh, I couldn't stop listening to it. It was
Yeah.
fabulous. And those were all 440, like everything that's
Yeah.
touched
Yeah.
us
Exactly.
a long, long time.
Exactly.
440. So
Yeah. 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 No, I agree. I agree. Yeah. I don't have any. Um. I, I don't favor one over the other. There
when
was.
you're when you're playing with the orchestra, they're in 440.
They're in 440. Yeah. 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 All orchestras mainly tuned to 440. Um. There was. I did go to a concert and they were playing in Baroque pitch, which is slightly lower, and it was Beethoven Violin Concerto, and I absolutely hated it. It was so low, it just didn't feel right.
You say
You
they
know,
were tuned
you know,
lower. When you say they were tuned lower, what exactly do you mean? Like
uh,
a little flat on the 440?
yeah, it was flat. It was flat. It's about what a semitone flat.
Okay.
Um, um, and it just for me personally, it didn't. I mean, I love that. I love the work, but it didn't do anything for me. It's like, nah. I walked out there feeling quite disappointed. You know, so so no, 440. 440 for me is, when I listen to the work in 440, it's like, yeah, that's it.
What's the music that turned you on and inspired you when you were young? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's quite a few. There's quite a few. I mean, I grew up around my grandparents, and my grandfather, loved the Rolling Stones. Oh, Meatloaf, and so I was surrounded by that, and growing up, I loved the Beatles. Um, I still do. Um,
I was going to say the Beatles songs are still good as today as the
Absolutely.
first time I heard them. As a matter
Yeah,
of fact, in some ways they're
yeah,
better.
absolutely. Well, you look at the junk that's coming out these days, and then you go back. You could go back. I mean, I love a good '80s tune, and when I listen back to the '80s tunes, and it's like, wow, that was, it's not like the music of today. So yeah, the go-to piece. Yeah, I don't have a single answer for that. I remember I was in um, a music shop. I was looking at the CDs. I've been writing about this, and in my teens, I still love Madonna. I bought a Madonna CD, and I bought I bought a compilation of Beethoven. So that's a strange combination, but I was drawn to it. So um, I went back home. I rushed back home, put the Beethoven CD on. I was like, wow, just this, the orchestral colors, and different colors, and just a whole different sound world. I was like, wow, that's, yeah. So then that CD is what led me down. Oh, I want to be composer.
Wow, really? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, 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 yeah. So I mean, I'm a musical magpie. I hear stuff on the radio. Oh, I really like that. Look up what it is and download it. It's like, oh, yeah, yeah. yeah, I love all sorts.
I love most everything. There's a few I
Yeah,
can't stand, but by and large, and that doing advertising. One day you need to do a country western thing. The next day you
yeah,
need
yeah.
a dubstep thing, and so you kind of have the cornucopia of styles to pull from, and I dig them all. I think there's like
Me
coolness.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, yeah. No, I was just saying it's interesting being a composer uh, today because you've got all this heritage, you've got all this music, hundreds and hundreds of years of beautiful music, and you can compose in any style, and yeah, it's incredible to when you look back at the
Do you
heritage.
use like I work in Ableton a whole lot and Pro
Yeah,
Tool. Are you digital, or how do you record and work most of the time?
most of the time I use a notation software called Sibelius, and I also use Logic Pro. Um, so I work quite a lot with samples. So like I write a piece in Sibelius, then export the MIDI and then put it into Logic Pro to get the samples.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes with piano music, I still handwrite because there's just something about sitting down at the piano and handwriting. So, but it's very slow, and but I enjoy that.
Tedious, but it's rewarding too.
It's worth it. It's worth it. Yeah.
If the song's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Exactly. Or or even an idea, or even just I write down an idea and then I put it into the computer and then just continue writing on the computer. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. However it comes.
So have you ever heard of a little kid named, or I say a little kid, he's a young guy, named Jacob Collier?
Yes, yes, I have.
You know,
Incredible.
oh, dude, I saw his
Yeah,
one of the videos where he was, I think it was the San Francisco Symphony, and he came out and they built a song, and he's like
yeah,
singing the notes for the
yeah,
different parts, and then the song was amazing, and he's playing, and I think the song was "Every Breath I Take," every breath you
yeah.
take.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah,
And then
yeah,
the thing that just blew me away, that was all good. I
yeah,
was
yeah,
happy with that. But then he like did that audience thing, and it was a
yeah,
packed house, and he carved up like sections of the house and had them every breath I take.
yeah,
Look at the stars, see how they shine. He had the whole audience singing in
yeah.
harmony
You did. Yeah,
top of the symphony. Like, dude, I'm getting goosebumps on it right now. It was just like
yeah,
person in that building was engaged.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah. It was absolutely incredible.
what a
Um,
wonderful thing. And
oh,
that
yeah.
spirit and energy just really tickles me. He's a bright soul. He really is.
Oh, he is. He is. He is. And also he's a mathematical genius. And just the way he puts music together. And I've seen some of his work. And it's like blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. You know.
Yeah,
You know. Uh,
me too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the guy's incredible.
So, if you were going to impart, what would you like to tell everybody today? What do you know?
Oh, oh, that's a big question. What would I like to tell everyone? Um, that's a really good question. Um, oh, I think, what I'd like to say is we're all connected, and we're all spirit, and we're all amazing, um, amazing, bright beings, and we can do exactly whatever we want to do, and we create our own worlds, our own reality. You know this. This matrix or whatever it is, it can be programmed. Don't let people run the program for you. Run it. Manifest your dreams. Don't be scared to manifest your dreams of what you want to do. It doesn't matter what people around you think. You know, You know, all my life I've been, you know, kind of laughed at, sneered at, and I was like, "Do you know what? I've got to a point, it's like, I don't care. I'm
Right? Isn't that
manifesting. I'm
freeing?
manifesting. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know, I'm manifesting my world, my reality, and everybody else can do the same. You know, you know, we put limits on ourselves, you know,
Yeah, that's exactly right.
so get
Or
rid of those limits, you
people's
know.
limits as our own.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So, I hope I've, I hope I've answered that. That was quite a big question.
You know, I get asked that when I guest on other shows. I get asked that, and I'll come up with the answer, and then like the show ends, and I go, "Ah, damn it, that's what I should have said."
Yeah, yeah, me too, me too.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
but
what's coming up next for you? Where can we find your stuff?
wait, yeah. Well, you can find my stuff. Well, my website is www.jamiewilkinscomposer.com. That's my music website. Also, my music social. So I'm on YouTube, Jamie Wilkins Composer, Instagram, Jamie Wilkins Composer. So that's got all my music stuff on there. I don't have any access to messages on there. They're managed by my good friend. But if you do want to get in touch with me, Facebook, Jamie Wilkins, um, my mediumship profile on Instagram, Jamie Wilkins Medium. So, you know, drop me a message, say I saw you on, you know, be in the light or wherever it is, drop me a message or give me an ad. Absolutely. What's next? Um, I'm kind of just feeling my way around actually. As I said, the podcast and the show things have been a
Are you
been
doing
the
your own
latest.
podcast, or have you just been guesting on lots of them?
I've been guesting, but it's I've been thinking about doing my own show. Um, so I'm just kind of letting this grow, see where it goes. Uh, yeah, the mediumship. I do quite a lot of online mediumship. I do a few in person as well. Um, yeah, and the music. I'm just yeah getting the album out there. I know there's going to be more recordings on the way. So I'm always writing, constantly writing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm constantly throwing stuff out to the universe and seeing what happens.
You know, you said something on Jennifer's show that like, oh man, I've been doing that. I didn't know anybody else did that. And she asked
Yeah.
you about where you got your inspiration in it, and you were like talking about channeling people and like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've been doing that for decades, man. It's the best. When you let
Oh,
go
it's
of
great, isn't it?
you and bring in that energy, man,
Exactly,
the surprises you find are
exactly.
pretty amazing.
You know, yeah. You know, I've been so lucky, you know, uh, to be in contact with such, you know, great musicians, great spiritual minds, great just to have that, you know, just to I don't know the vibration and the feeling and just to have their knowledge and um, you know, people, you know, these composers that I grew up, you know, kind of I don't want to say worshipping, but you know, loving and just loving their work and to be able to, you know, to not just channel them, but I could communicate with them and but I you know but we can as I said before we can all do this. It's not just me, you know, we can all do this. Um, you know, it just yeah it's been yeah it's been an amazing journey and I'm loving now, you know, making new friends and wow, you know, we if it wasn't for, you know, wasn't for the internet and Facebook, you know, we would never have met. I would never met Jennifer and all these wonderful people, you know, that suddenly come into my life. Just wow, you know, I'm really in awe. You know, it's yeah. I was thinking about this earlier. There's something that's really touched me is to, you know, make you know reach out and make friends with people that I wouldn't have if it wasn't for Facebook and doing Zooms and doing shows. It's been incredible. And
Yeah, it's
yeah,
an
you know,
interesting world. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it is. It is.
So you've been doing any ghost hunting?
Not lately. The last one I did was, I think it was last year. Actually, we were in Benjamin Franklin's house in London. That was quite interesting. So my friend's been going through all the footage and putting the show together. No, I haven't done it for ages. For ages. Actually, made me want to do it again. Get back into it. It's
So
been
what's your craziest physical medium story?
physical mediums. I've had a few of those. I've had a few. Um, I, I spoke about on Jennifer's show with the when the hand come out of the cabinet and grabbed me. That I was only about 17 at the time. That frightened the life out of me. I was in the room on my own. I it was yeah. I just give the background story. It was we used to do our circles in a really old farmhouse in Kent. Um, I can't remember the name now, but it was built in the 1450s. We used to do the circles upstairs. So before this particular circle, um, I went to the loo, and after I came out the toilet, I kind of went into the circle room. I was like, oh, let's see if there's any energy about. So I kind of put my hand up at the cabinet. It's like, oh, nothing's there. And then all of a sudden, this hand just come out and grab my wrist. I was like, whoa, you know. And I was like, whoa. I jumped up and I ran out. I ran out, and then yeah. So that, but then, but then that made me think. I was like, okay, there's something to this, right? There's something to this. That what grabbed my hand. Um, there's. I'm trying to think back through now. There's been all sorts of things. There was one trying to remember the castle. It was in Italy. I think it was Malaspina Castle in Tuscany. Um, super, super, super haunted. We had quite a crazy night. There was scrabbling at the door. Um, the the taps, the water taps um, in the bathroom were turning on and off. There were foot, footsteps, and we were trying to go to sleep, and there was kind of like something at the end of the bed, like pressing down on the bed. But it didn't feel very nice. It was it was scary at the time, but it's like after, when we went home, it was like, wow, people pay a lot of money to experience this stuff, you know.
That's a good
There's
adrenaline.
also yeah, adrenaline, and trying to think of others. Um, uh, in my own circle before we moved, we had the table moving on its own, and it kind of flipped up. It flipped up on its side, and the trumpet. We use a seance trumpet. The seance trumpet was still on it, and the table levitated like. It's like, whoa, this is great, you know. I've had hands materialize, faces materialize. Um, there was once in my own circle. So I'm not ready. I've put my hands up. I'm not ready for full the materialization yet. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Oh, come on.
I'm not ready. Not ready. There was one time, and I know I'm not ready because there was one time. I think it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, in my own circle, um, we have a tent that's um, have a tent for the cabinet, and there was something or someone moving in that cabinet, and you could hear the footprint, the footfalls, and you know, there was someone moving about in the cabinet, and the cabinet was moving, and I was sitting right next to the cabinet. I was like, look, if someone steps out, I'm going to wet myself. Please don't step, please don't step out, you know. So Spirit have been gradually, you know, gradually building me up to that. I'm still not ready. Still not ready. But,
Well, when you are, you give me a yell. We'll have some fun.
I will. I mean, you'll probably be able to hear me yell. You know, yeah.
I would love that.
Oh, but no, I've been so lucky to, you know, experience so much stuff, and there's so much stuff I can't remember right now. But you know, just, you know, to know and have that evidence that Spirit are real and they're there, and that, you know, death isn't the end. In fact, you know, death is just the beginning of a great adventure. So,
This is very
you know,
short
just
stopover.
yeah, exactly. You know, just no, it's been an incredible journey.
Well, I don't know where the hour went, but we zipped right.
Wow, that's gone.
Is that crazy? Yeah, I had
crazy.
so much fun. Thank you so much for.
Oh, thank you.
Sharing space with me. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to many more. And when you get a song written, come back on. Let's do it again, man. Let's do it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Really great. Thanks for everybody showing up and hanging with us today. I hope you had some fun, and you know, I'll be back on. Make sure you check out Embracing Infinity, Jennifer's show on Friday at 3 Eastern time. Always a good watch. And I'll be back on Monday, and we'll be talking about aliens, aliens or something else. So anyway, I hope you have a really great day, and thank you for being my first guest, special edition guest.
Thank you.
Yeah, and everybody have a wonderful time, and get about your day, and be in the light. Thank you very much, you guys.
Oh.
See you, Jamie.
Thank you.